What's up, guys? Aaron Bennett here. I am coming to you from Black Rifle Coffee Company in Spanish Fork, Utah. Again, I was here a few weeks ago, and in this video, I'm going to talk about some Celsius network updates. The first, I'm going to talk about selling their stablecoins and what's the latest with that. Then take a look at an extension to file their schedules and statements. And then I'm going to touch on the financials, how much the executives are getting paid. I'm going to be talking about the sale of the GK8 assets, which will be coming out very soon. I'm then going to talk about their mining operation, Celsius's mining operation, and is it profitable right now? I'm going to touch a little bit on the loans, so if you have a loan with Celsius, pay attention. And I'm going to finish this video with equity holders wanting to get more representation inside the court. So in my future videos, I'm going to cover two things. One, Tiffany's leaked video, and two, the latest argument with Simon Dixon and Alex Mashinsky on Twitter. So definitely subscribe so you can catch those videos coming out after this video. So if you have not subscribed to my station, go ahead and do so because I'm covering the latest Celsius network news as it comes out, everything you need to know. So to start out with selling stablecoins, this will be decided on October 6th. So if I take a look at the Strutto website, we can see that the next time that Celsius is going to be before the court is October 6th. So that is going to be a very big day coming up. And the next story talking about filing the schedules and statements, that also is going to be decided on the same day, October 6th. So what does this mean? Celsius has not released their schedules yet, which means that, again, there is no pressure to file a claim. They have not even told us how much they owe us yet. So do not worry. There has not been anything that you need to do right now in order to make sure you get your crypto back or to confirm how much crypto you have. Next, taking a look at just how much money the executives are being paid, which I tweeted about because it was pretty astonishing. You can see that some of these people are making $72,000 in 2 weeks. You can see Alex Mashinsky right here. If I scroll over, making $20,000 in just 2 weeks. This is July 14th to the 31st. And August 2020, you can see that Aslihan, the COO, made $115,000. And even the head of HR made 21 grand. And I really got frustrated by this because they are making a bunch of money. And this doesn't even have to do with the 200 plus employees that are getting paid every single week, right? These are just the executives, and they are getting paid the same probably as if they were not in Chapter 11. So the point of this is we need to get out of Chapter 11, which I'm going to talk about later with Simon and Alex kind of at each other's throats a bit, but that is the goal, is to get out of Chapter 11 so we all can get our crypto back and get a plan. I mean, that's what I'm focused on right now. As much as this frustrates me to see that the insiders are getting paid a bunch of money to come up with Celsius 2.0 or Kelvin, what really matters for all of us is to stay focused on getting out of Chapter 11 and submitting plans and working with a UCC, which I will be talking about a little bit later in a different video, just how this is all going to come about and getting out of here. And speaking of submitting plans, Simon said, I've been following the correct process and engaging with the Celsius UCC all along. Celsius Network has exclusivity. They need to publish first and get through their exclusivity. So in my future video, I will talk about the latest Simon and Alex fight that they had on Twitter. This is actually yesterday as of this video. So make sure to subscribe to check out my next video for that. So next, they're talking about selling the GK8 assets. And they have a couple dates about when you can submit a bid. There may be an auction. And this is just something I wanted to share with you guys, because what's happening with the Voyager as well is there's an auction for their assets. So what may happen with Celsius is they may need to auction off other assets like their mining. And what I'll cover right here, this story came out, I think, yesterday. Compute North files for bankruptcy as crypto mining data center owes up to $500 million. So the CEO stepped down and its COO will serve as the president. Now, this guy, Dirty Bubble Media, has covered Celsius a lot, and he is pretty critical of the mining. He says Celsius's big plan to save itself, mine Bitcoin. Celsius mining, net losses of $20.8 million from July 14th to the end of August. General and admin expenses alone are greater than total revenue. Good luck. And I will zoom in on these. Basically, this is for 2 weeks, we can see they lost $6.4 million. And for August, they are in the hole $14 million. That's where he comes up with this $20.8 million hole. So he is critical of mining, but these are all things that will come out as Celsius announces a plan with the UCC. But here's what Otis says about the mining. He says, it largely depends on Celsius only having 45 miners operating and have 80,000 more left to deploy. So there's still a lot of back and forth between what's actually happening. Now, I am still very hopeful, guys. I just want to take a pause and say that I am hopeful that this is all going to work out in our favor very soon, or I should say, sooner than most Chapter 11 bankruptcies. This will work out, and I want you to stay hopeful as well. I know I talk about a lot of the downsides, but there's also a lot of things that could actually really work out. Celsius 2.0, I'll talk about Tiffany's leaked audio and what that means with the IOUs in a future video, so subscribe if you don't want to miss that. And I am personally still hopeful that we will come out of this probably better than we all think. And I want to read this about loans. So this is from Stefan Wundke. He's the Director of Corporate Account Management at Celsius. And this email came in just a few days ago, I believe. He says, as we are in Chapter 11 at the moment, nothing is happening with loans. As and when there is clarity, you will be notified. Other than pay any interest due or margin should that be required, then there is nothing more that you need to do at the moment. Just await further instruction in the meantime. So he's saying that if you have a loan, pay the interest due or pay the margin. So that is coming directly from, again, the Director of Corporate Account Management. I just wanted to pass that on to you guys. And the last story I want to cover in this video is the appointment of an official preferred equity committee. And I was like, what the heck does this mean? But David Adler, the resident lawyer, says that the preferred, meaning there are some preferred investors, I believe, want to have an official committee of preferred shareholders appointed by the U.S. trustee, and the expenses of that committee would be paid by the estate. So what the hell does this mean? Well, before going into what Simon says, it basically means that there are people who invested in equity rounds, like that Canadian pension fund, for example, and they're like, hey, we want representation too. We want to fight to get our money back first. So unfortunately, this is like everybody representing themselves and everybody trying to get as much money out as possible. And this is what happened with those ad hoc committees, like I've talked about. We have ones for earn accounts, for withhold, for custody, for non-accredited earn, for non-US earn. We have all these committees. Many of them have gotten their own lawyers, and this is just one more example of that. And this is what Simon has to say about it. He says, I guess that's what follows when Alex pretends that the Series B investors invested in Celsius Network when they actually invest in mining. So Alex can misrepresent how safe his unlicensed bank is to the community and dumps his free tokens onto us after using our Bitcoin to pump the price. Wow. So that is a serious tweet. Basically, Simon saying that Alex lied to the Series B investors, saying that they were investing into Celsius, but really Alex was taking a lot of their money and buying mining equipment, and now the Series B investors want their money out, right? So everyone's kind of fighting for themselves, kind of frustrating, but that's what's happening. And here Thomas Braziel said about that, this motion is a bombshell. They are not going to make any friends with this. Essentially, Thomas says the preferred shareholders want to come before deposits on the mining assets, GK8, and any other UK assets. And then he says, send your hate mail to Westcap and LACDPQ, which was the pension fund that invested into Celsius, and they are the ones fighting, or they're part of the ones fighting for representation, guys. So guys, that's it for this video. Make sure to subscribe because I'm coming out with a few more later. I'm going to record here inside of Black Rifle Coffee. I am whispering because there's a group of people very close to me, and I don't want to be a ridiculous buffoon talking very loudly into a microphone. But with that, guys, take care. Till next time, talk with you soon, and bye for now.